Hi YouTube, this is Lucy from KBeautyHobbit.com, and today's video is all about winter skincare and makeup favorites, including but not limited to some color changing lipsticks, some nail things, a sheet mask that packs an entire bottle of serum in it, and more. So if this is something that's interesting for you, please stay tuned. Excuse my voice today. I am recovering from my annual winter plague. Yep, there it is. So I'm coughing and I'm a little hoarse, but feeling better overall. Hopefully back to 100% tomorrow. Today's Wednesday, and that's when I filmed the videos, and I didn't want to skip. Let's start with probably my most exciting new to me product find. I ordered some nail products on the 11/11 sale, November 11th, and I recently got them in, and I am actually wearing some. I put them on Friday, and this is Wednesday now, and they're still looking great. So this is, the package says Gelato Factory, but when I was ordering these from Josie, it actually said TONYMOLY. So I think these are by TONYMOLY. Maybe Gelato Factory is the name of the line. I'm not sure. But inside there's a little nail file, which is, to be honest, quite crappy. I didn't really use it. But more importantly, there are 2 rows of these basically nail stickers. And they have 2 designs. There's this ombre kind of purple, and then the glitter. And when I was ordering them, the design options were kind of limited as far as what colors were in stock. Now it looks like they're all back in stock, and you can get things that are not pink and glittery. I'm not a huge pink person, but I just wanted to try something and just to see how these wear. And so far I have been very pleased. So I will show you my nails, and you can see, trying to get it to focus is a little bit difficult. Okay, I think that might be as good as it gets. I'm sorry about that, but they are very much on. They look to me like professionally done gel, and nothing is lifting or peeling. The application was really simple. I will give you a disclaimer. I used to do one of the American direct sales companies that do nail products. I used to buy them all the time, and I even used to sell them a little bit. So I do have a lot of experience putting stuff like this on. So maybe to a person who's never ever done anything like that, there might be some learning curve, but I didn't have much trouble at all. These are put on clean, dry nails, and you just try to figure out which nail fits, which shape, and then peel it off, stick it on. And I use the little rubber cuticle pusher to really get that on there really well. And then you cut off the excess or file off the excess, and then file the edge and make it really smooth. And I went a step further. It's not like strictly necessary, but I like doing that. I went ahead and put on clear gel on top of that, the kind that you cure under a lamp at the end. And I like doing that because I have 2 kids, as you might know, and I'm constantly doing laundry and dishes and cooking. And if I am spending time doing my nails, I really want them to last as long as possible. So I like to put a clear gel on top just to really make them bulletproof. But so far, these are really looking really good, I think. So we had my work holiday party on Saturday, and then my husband's work holiday party is this coming Friday, so in 2 days. And I was really hoping that these would last for at least one of them, and I think they're going to last for 2, and so far so good. The one thing is this nail right here started out as one of the ombre ones, but I didn't pay close enough attention and got it over the cuticle a little bit, the sticker. And so then that night when I went to take my bath, the water got under it, and of course that sticker started to peel and lift. So each side here has 11. So I had 1 left, and I just used the one that I had left on that side and kind of replaced the one that I lost, and that worked really well for me. So I will be doing a full review of these on my blog, KBeautyHobbit.com, For now, I will put a link in the description box of where I ordered them and, you know, how you can as well. But I've been very, very, very pleased. And they are just as good as the US made ones that I've been using, and they are half the price. The next winter favorite, and before I get too much into this, I have combination skin with an oily T-zone, dry to normal cheeks, and everything else. And in the winter, where I live, it gets pretty cold. Today was really windy and it was snowing, and my porous skin just really freaks out. I get sometimes chapped cheeks, and then the oily areas could sometimes get even dry, or sometimes they rebel by getting even more oily than they usually are. So winter's a very kind of tricky season for me as far as skincare. My hands really get dry to the point of bleeding sometimes. I have a whole video on what I do for dry hands and how I try to keep that at bay. So knowing that, of course, I'm not a dermatologist or a cosmetologist, just because something works for me doesn't mean it will work for you. But hopefully if you have a similar skin and similar environment, maybe these will work. This is a pure cleansing oil by a brand called Huang Jisu, and it was developed by a doctor. I had already a full size of this before, and I've talked about it on my blog. This is what beauty gurus and bloggers sometimes refer to as a holy grail, like their favorite, absolute favorite product. And this cleansing oil is pretty much my favorite cleansing oil of all time. This particular bottle came to me in a big PR box called Sophie's Box. I posted about that on my Instagram. I got this giant, basically, box full of different brands that are trying to get people talking about them, and you know, they wanted me to try all these things. But this one was one of the few things that I've actually tried before in that box. So I love it. It's a blend of, I believe, 8 different botanical oils, and it is vegan, and it is wonderful. It takes off any kind of makeup, doesn't cause irritation. It's developed for people with sensitive skin. It smells lovely, and I just can't say enough good things about it. And I'm so excited to get another little bottle of this, because my full-size bottle has been empty for quite some time. I've been out of that. And when I first started using this, it was only available from a couple of retailers on eBay. Well, now it looks like you can get it from more places, and even Costco carries it online. So it is definitely something that is now easy to get. I have been using this cleansing foam by Aprilskin. It's a real Calendula foam cleanser. And Calendula is one of those herbs that have been known to be soothing and calming. In fact, when I was a kid in Russia, I remember my mom would have calendula flowers, and sometimes they were fresh, sometimes they were dry, depending on the season. And she would steep them in kind of hot water and make this infusion, I guess, and then dip cotton balls in it and apply it to dry areas or irritated areas. And it's one of those things that was really soothing. So this foaming cleanser I've been using in addition to some of the other real calendula items from this line, and I've been really pleased with it. It even has tiny little petals of the calendula flowers in it, which I'm not sure if it does anything really for your skin, having the actual petals in there, but aesthetically it's kind of fun. So this should be suitable for all skin types, unless you have some kind of individual sensitivity to the components, which hopefully you're aware of. Toners is one of those things that I tend to accumulate a lot of for some reason. At one point I had up to 10 different ones. I don't know why, but whenever there's a sale or a special, I just tend to gravitate to toners. But the one that I'm really liking this winter season is a cult favorite, I suppose. It's Klairs Supple Preparation Toner. I have the unscented version. There is a scented version that uses essential oils, and users have been giving feedback to the company that they're having allergic reactions to that. And essential oils, even though they're natural, they can be sensitizing. They can cause allergic reactions. And so the company, Dear Klairs brand, was very responsive to that. So they came out with this unscented version. and that's the one that I bought. I have not tried the scented version. I don't know how that works, but this one is wonderful. It is kind of thick, and you can see, hopefully, right in the bottle, that it is not quite of water consistency. It's almost like a mix of water and gel, somewhere in between there. So it's a little viscous, and it is very nourishing and very hydrating. It is absolutely wonderful for evening skincare. I've used this in the morning as well, but currently I have something else that I use in the morning. But in the evening, this is lovely, and you can do multiple skins of it, so you can apply multiple times, one after the other. The popular method is called 7 skins, but with something like this, something this rich, I don't think 7 is probably needed for most people. I might do it just maybe twice on the extra dry evenings, but this is great. I definitely would recommend that for anybody with any skin type during the winter. You know, in the warmer seasons, maybe it's more for dry skin, but I've used this in the spring as well, and that was fine. So my skin really seems to like it, and I love that it's unscented. Another thing I've been loving is by Wishtrend. Maybe you can read that. It is by Wishtrend Polyphenols and Propolis 15% Ampoule. And Propolis is a, I don't want to say byproduct. It is a product of bees, of bee life, bee farming. I don't know. Anyway, it is one of those days where I'm filming in the evening after a very long week while being sick, so words are escaping me, I'm sorry. But this is an Ampoule. It is a very soothing and nourishing. It is unscented, and let me see if I can show you the texture. I am working on getting a better camera. It's just not happening right now, but it is quite kind of thick without being greasy. It is very soothing and nourishing, and I struggle with redness in the winter quite a bit. I do not have rosacea or anything of that nature, but I do have just very fair skin, and so when I get cold or dry or when I'm sick, I tend to get kind of blotchy and warm and irritated. And this is very soothing. I really love it. It's fragrance-free, essential oils-free, shouldn't cause any kind of reaction unless, again, you have a specific sensitivity. And I'm really enjoying this. It would be suitable for people with acne, and in fact beneficial, I think, for people with acne. I have occasional breakouts, and around the holidays it seems to be more often. I think it's kind of a combination of stress and then possibly some less than ideal food choices at parties and before that, and maybe some drink choices. So this has been lovely, and just applying it is such a fantastic experience. It is so, I don't even know what the word is. It is so rich but not greasy. It is so soothing, and just applying it on the skin, I feel my skin kind of like soaking it up, and my hands just gliding on. I don't know, it's a sensory lovely experience. I really enjoy this. Along the same lines of soothing products, something I've been using and loving is this Aromatica Lively Calming Blue Oil, and this is definitely more nourishing than that by Wishtrend Ampoule, and this would go either instead of your moisturizer or right before, or you can mix it with the moisturizer, whereas the by Wishtrend, this product here, this is more at the serum steps. So this, you could even use them in the same routine. You could use this first and that next. I typically don't. I usually stick with one or the other. This one I use usually before bed, and typically by itself. I would apply it, meaning without a moisturizer following it. So this would be kind of my moisturizing occlusive layer, and sometimes if I really feel like I need something else, then I'd put a cream over it. But this is a soothing oil. It is blue because of the ingredients in it, not because of any kind of coloring or dye. It comes in a glass bottle, which I love, and just a few drops is enough for the whole face and neck. lovely, moisturizing, nourishing, soothing, just fantastic for sensitive skin, anybody prone to redness, and of course anybody like me suffering in this winter season from all the cold. So something a little fun with body care. I have a product, don't get excited. It is the Atopalm Maternity Care. And I say do not get excited. I'm not pregnant. I won this actually in a giveaway after I already had my baby. And my personal opinion is this product is really horribly mislabeled. So it is called Atopalm Maternity Care Massage Oil. And to me, when I hear massage oil, I think of, you know, lying on a table with a massage therapist and them massaging your skin while it's dry, and they apply some kind of massage oil and they massage you. This, however, is more of a after shower or after bath oil that is meant to be applied to wet or moist skin and lock in all the moisture. I'm actually quite confused as what this has to do with maternity care, because I mean, stretch marks are largely a combination of genetics and how fast you gain weight and your skin elasticity. They don't have much to do with anything external you can apply on them. And this to me would be suitable for just anybody who has skin, because this is a wonderful, wonderful moisturizer that locks in all that water after bathing and prevents transepidermal water loss, which is what happens when water evaporates after you take a bath or wash your face. The one thing I have to say about it is it's somewhat diminished now, but when it was brand new, it had this very robust kind of herbal scent. And to me, if you're marketing a product to pregnant women, you might not want to make it heavily scented, because scent aversion is a real thing, and pregnant women are very sensitive to smells, or at least I was both pregnancies. So while I enjoy it as a non-pregnant person, I'm not sure that a pregnant woman would really, unless they really love this particular smell. I would have renamed this into like a bath oil or after shower oil and made it more marketed toward just a wider population, I guess. But I put this on after bath on my legs because my ankles and calves and knees get super, super dry, especially this time of year. And this has been absolutely wonderful for that. And it's not greasy at all. You could slip on it if you drip it in the tub and then stand on it, so be careful. But this is absolutely lovely. Like I said, I enjoy the smell, and it seems like as I've been using this, I've had it for I think a couple months now. I'm about halfway here. But it doesn't seem to smell as strongly anymore. And it's possible that I'm just used to the scent now, or maybe it just kind of dissipated a bit. But I would definitely recommend this for anybody as kind of an after shower, after bath oil, not a massage oil and not a maternity oil. Next, I have a few overnight products. So the first one is this Laneige Special Care Eye Sleeping Mask. And this is pretty well known, I think, on the interwebs. I don't think I'm rediscovering the wheel here, but if you're not familiar, Laneige is one of the more well-known K-beauty brands. You can buy it even at Target, especially Target online. I prefer to get mine directly from Korea on eBay, but this comes with a little ceramic ball applicator, and this is an overnight mask for your eyes. So before bed, you take this out and you dot it around the eye area, and the bottle comes with a little booklet of instructions that shows you how to do the massage. So this little ceramic ball, it's very cool to the touch, even if you don't keep it in the fridge, and it kind of aids the drainage of all the liquid that might be kind of accumulating there and causing puffiness. And the mask itself is wonderfully hydrating. It is very nourishing. It can help smooth out fine lines and wrinkles. I do not have a ton of problems around my eyes yet. I'm only 30, but I think that prevention is really key when it comes to a lot of skincare problems. So I like using things like this, especially in the winter when everything is dry and the heat is running and the air is just sucking all the moisture out of our skin all the time. What I really love about this, aside from the fact that it works, is its glass packaging, and I'm just a sucker for glass packaging. I love it. It just makes me feel so fancy. I think we definitely use way too much plastic, and glass is so much better. From the same company, this is pretty much an iconic product by now, the Laneige Special Care Water Sleeping Mask for all skin. This is the original. There's also a lavender option, and the difference is just the smell. I've had the lavender in a little sample travel jar, and that's lovely too. And this is just the one I have right now. It is this watery gel texture, and it is applied before bed. I like to do my skincare in the evenings, maybe half an hour before bed, to allow everything to absorb so I'm not smearing it all over my pillowcase. And this is, again, just a very nice hydrating mask. Whenever I use it, I wake up with definitely visibly improved wrinkles, especially on my forehead. And anything, I'm a side sleeper, so sometimes I'll wake up with like pillowcase imprints on my cheeks, and if I use this, that doesn't happen. So it's very plumping. I don't think it's like anything extraordinarily anti-aging for, you know, people in the kind of with advanced issues. This might be not robust enough, but for somebody like me, it is perfect. It does have a couple patented complexes in there and all these different marketing things about Laneige. I do have a full review of this on my blog with a full list of ingredients and an explanation of the different trademarked or patented things in there. So if that's something that's interesting to you, check out the description box and I'll put a link in there. Another iconic mask from that same Laneige brand is their lip sleeping mask. And I do have it. It's kind of at the end of its life currently. So I have this new one, and it is by Estina Dual Tension Care Lip Balm. Came in this little box, and this was part of that Sophie Box giant PR package that I received. So I started trying that right away. It's this little jar with jewel looking lid, and inside is a little pink lip balm, and it is quite a bit smaller jar than Laneige, but as far as the feel and the effect, very, very similar. I actually, just first impressions, I haven't used this very much yet. It works really well, and I've used it before bed, but also in the mornings just as a lip balm, and it's very nourishing and lovely. I think prefer this to the Laneige for one simple reason of size. This is so much more manageable to finish before it expires. Laneige one, I think, is probably 4 times more product, if not 5 times more product. And the Laneige tub looks small, but it's actually huge because only a little bit is needed every time. And you're supposed to use it up within 12 months, and I struggle with that. And I hate wasting product. I really don't like throwing things away. So something like this would be a lot more manageable, I think, to use up before it goes bad. Switching gears to makeup a little bit, just like a lot of European women, I have hooded eyes. If you don't know what that is, it basically means that this part of the eyelid kind of touches. When I open my eyes, you can see how it touches my lash line almost, and that's called a hooded eye. And the struggle with that is it is very difficult to find eyeliner that wouldn't print on that lid. So you might do your makeup and it'd be perfect, and then as soon as you look up or blink, that's it. All of that eyeliner gets imprinted right here, and it's a struggle that I've dealt with my entire adult life. In fact, for a while I just gave up on eyeliner, and even things like the really, what I would consider pricey eyeliners like Stila, Stay All Day, even that imprints if I don't set it with powder. Well, recently I got to try this Korean one, and it's by a brand called Nicopy, or Nicopy, I think it's Nicopy. And it's a vegan, cruelty-free, kind of non-toxic brand. It was new to me. I've never heard of it before this. I've had now a lipstick or a lip tint from them, this and a cream that I'm working on trying, but this one is their eyeliner, and it's like a regular pen type fine precision point eyeliner. I am so impressed with this. I mean, I cannot say enough good things about it. I'm actually wearing it right now. This is not the first time I'm wearing it, but I put it on this morning. No primer, no powder, nothing on the lids whatsoever. Just this. And then I have mascara. I went to work. I was at work all day. Then I came home and I even took an hour-long nap with a baby. And I know I am the first one to tell you do not sleep in makeup, but this was like survival mode. It was sleep in makeup or don't sleep at all, and sleep always wins when you have a small child. So I have not touched up anything on my eyes, and this is still on. There are no imprints. I have oily eyelids, so usually even eyeshadow, like by the end of the day, sometimes will kind of crease and smudge, not to mention eyeliner, but this hasn't moved, and it's not waterproof, which is wonderful. It comes off very easily with any cleansing oil and cleansing balm, or at least anything that I've tried to take it off with. I've worn it to my work party and it held up to that just fine. So I am actually very pleased. I did not expect to like it this much, and I really, really love it. So that is something that I definitely recommend you try if you're into liquid eyeliners of any kind. And it is, I think, quite a bit cheaper than Stila, and it is wearing better on me than Stila ever did, and it doesn't have any parabens. I wouldn't be me if I didn't talk at least briefly about sunscreen. In most of my videos I mention how you should wear sunscreen all day every day, except for when you go to bed, that at any time of the year it is needed, that UVA rays are present all the time, even on overcast days, that those are the ones that really age our skin, and the UVB are the ones that can give us sunburn, and all of your efforts to reduce pigmentation and anything else, wrinkles, whatever, they're all in vain if you're not properly protecting yourself. So I just thought I'd briefly mention, I talked about the sunscreen before. This is one of the very budget-friendly by Etude House. It's called Sunprise Daily Mild Airy Finish. It is their all mineral or all physical sunscreen. Mine is Olaf edition, of course. But I've had the regular one. The regular bottle is shaped exactly the same, but it's more of like a green-blue color. I've reviewed this on my blog. I'll put a link in the description box. But it is just a lovely sunscreen. It does have alcohol in it, the drying kind, in the ingredients. And I think that is mostly just to improve the texture and the feel of it. And it really hasn't caused any dryness for me at all, because I apply it over my entire skincare. So there's so many other layers before this. There's toner, serum, lotion or cream, and then this. So I haven't had any dryness whatsoever, but it is wonderful. It is non-greasy, non-sticky. Despite being a mineral filter sunblock, it does not leave any white cast, at least on me. I know I'm pretty fair, but there are some sunscreens that leave a white cast on me, and this one doesn't. So and it's cheap. This is only about $10 or so, I think, around there, maybe even under $10, and it lasts quite a bit of time. So I definitely recommend you check it out. And if not this, then use any sunscreen that works for you. Just remember to please use it every day. I promised to talk about a color changing lipstick, so here it is. It is by a brand called Diblanc. Maybe it's Diblanc. Diblanc? I'm gonna say Diblanc because it sounds the best to me. But it is such a fun product. It is a lipstick that looks clear. And then when applied, that's what I'm wearing right now, it changes color based on the pH of your lips. And so on different people, it's going to look different. And my friend actually bought one too, and on her it does look very different. So what I love about this specifically when it comes to winter is when you apply it, it feels like a lip balm, and it doesn't dry the lips at all. It in fact moisturizes them really nicely, and I just slathered on a little bit more than I normally would because my lips are so dry, and they feel so much better. So this is just a lovely, it's fun. I mean, it's just fun because it changes colors. You know, you apply it and it turns pink, but it is also very nice for winter lips because it's one way that I can wear makeup on my lips without drying them out, because so many products, especially the ones that are long lasting, they just suck the moisture right out of my lips. And this one lasts pretty well. It does leave marks on cups and glasses, so it's not like smudge proof, budge proof kind of product, but it does have that tint. It leaves the tint for quite some time, and usually if I put it on in the morning, After lunch, I definitely still have some on, and sometimes even after dinner, you can still see a little bit of pink. So it's been a really fun product, and I think it would make a really cool gift if you have anybody on your list that enjoys makeup. Back to the topic of seasonal breakouts, I think stress and all the Christmas cookies or Hanukkah cookies or whatever kind of holidays that you're celebrating around this time of year, all the parties, all the fun, boozy drinks, they just don't do anything for our skin, anything good anyway. And I've definitely had some nice pimples because of that. So what I've been using, normally I use the COSRX Acne Pimple Patch. That's something that I think everybody by now knows and loves. But now I have this new thing, and this is by a company called GlamUp, and it's a two-step spot care, and it comes with two different patches inside. So the one of them, the one that's the really cool and innovative, actually has tiny needles in it. They don't really hurt. You can feel them a little, but they're not painful. And that gets applied to whatever pimple you have for a couple of hours, then removed, and then followed with the second kind of patch, which is more of the traditional, what we're used to, the hydrogel patch, just like the COSRX ones. And those come in two sizes, and the needle ones just come in one size. And this has been awesome. The really painful closed hormonal type zits that do not have a head, even if you wanted to squeeze them, which you shouldn't, but even if you wanted to, you really can't because there's no head. The little needle patches really work well on that. I mean, I see a reduction in redness and swelling right away. My only wish would be that they would include more of those needle ones, because there are 12 of the regular hydrogel ones in here and only 6 of the needle ones. And I've used 3 of the needle ones. And I definitely wish that there were more than 6. In fact, I would probably buy a package of just the needle ones and then use the COSRX, like regular ones. But I thought this was worth mentioning because it's been quite some time since I've seen any kind of innovation when it comes to pimple patches. And this is kind of the first time in probably 3 years that I've seen something that really does look new and different. So I thought I'd mention it. So this is the GlamUp 2-spot care. Winter is one of those times where sheet masks become just almost a necessity for me. And lately I've actually been moving away from using sheet masks daily, not just because I don't have very much time anymore, but also because I am more and more aware of just how much waste they produce. There's just so much foil packaging and sometimes little mesh inserts that help the mask to stay intact during shipping and before use. So I am very selective now with my sheet masks. I am using up what I have, but as far as purchasing new ones, I am very picky. I only get like the special ones, something that is really truly extraordinary. And I stopped buying like the really budget run-of-the-mill simple hydration ones. For those purposes, I mostly just use serums now, or I use wash-off masks and different things. But I have a few things here that I think are worth mentioning. So one is another Aprilskin Real Calendula line product. This is their sheet mask. And it's just a nice, soothing, hydrating, and nourishing mask. It would be good for people with maybe sensitive skin, as long as you don't have sensitivities to any specific ingredients in here. But for me, it has really helped calm down redness, not just redness from this cold outside weather and really dry indoor heated air, but also redness from occasional breakouts, which, like I mentioned, have been more frequent for me. So this is something that is lovely, and it is very thin. The material is very soft. It reminds me of the Misha Urban Nude masks. If you ever tried those are one of my favorites. So I feel like something like this is definitely worth the time and the money to do a sheet mask versus just try to do like a wash-off mask of some sort. These masks here are really super special. Ta-da! These are the Neogen knit masks, and this one right here, the White Truffle Hydro Mask for sensitive skin, this is a repeat purchase for me. I have bought this last year during the Black Friday sales, and this year I repurchased it, And these masks are so special. So the whole thing, it's knit, and you can, I don't know if I can get this to focus, but right here it even shows part of the texture. But the mask is knit, it's like a sweater. It is very thick, and it is saturated with 2.02 fluid ounces of serum. That's like a whole bottle of serum. So this one here, this whole bottle is 1 ounce, and this here has 2 in it. So it is so incredibly moisturizing, nourishing, and fantastic. Last year I used it after one of the holiday parties because I had a full face of makeup, way more than I normally would on a daily basis. And when I washed it all off, it was so nice just to put this on, kind of sit back and relax. And this doesn't just cover your face, it has a whole section for the neck. And this is lovely. I cannot say enough good things about it. And it is also one of those products that just gives you a wow factor. So if you have somebody, of course, try it for yourself. You deserve it, probably. But if you have somebody on your list that you want to impress, maybe somebody who's not familiar with Korean beauty at all and you want to introduce them to something like this would really have a wow effect. Something like this might make that person want to explore more what Korean beauty has to offer. So when I saw these on special on Black Friday, I of course snatched up a couple. And then this pink one here, same line, same kind of knit material, but this one is lift mask, and I think this one is supposed to be, yeah, promote skin that looks more energized and useful for elasticity reinforcement. And I thought, okay, you know, I'm 30 now, why not, let's reinforce the elasticity. So I got a couple of these yellow ones, and I cannot wait to try them, or to try this one and to use this one again. And I am absolutely positive that I'm probably going to love this one just as much as I love the yellow one. And Neogen in general is one of those brands that everything that I've tried by them has pretty much been a win. So I'm really enjoying them. I think they're very high quality products. This video is not sponsored by anybody. Nobody's paying me to say any of these things, but it's just me and my honest opinions about things. And hopefully some of this was helpful to you. What are your favorite fall and winter products? Let me know in the comments, or join my Facebook group and let me know there. The Facebook group is called Korean Beauty Fanatics, and it's just a community of people who are into Korean beauty and Asian beauty. We don't allow any kind of spam or advertisement or self-promotion in there. It's just people talking about the products they love and asking questions and getting some answers. Thank you very much for watching. As you can hear, I'm losing my voice, so thankfully I am done with all of my winter and fall favorites. Follow me on Instagram if you want to see some like more daily updates and things like that. It's at KBeautyHobbit. And like I mentioned, my blog is KBeautyHobbit.com. Again, thank you for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful week. I will see you next Saturday. And until then, please remember to always listen to your skin. Thank you. Bye.